You do look to be in great shape. How is the training camp going? Because we see the 30-second clips with Rafael Cordero and your whole team, but could you give us a little more insight into how things are going?
I'm doing great, but my body is shit right now. I'm sore, I'm really sore.
Sure, he's 100, but G looks good.
Yeah, man, he's looking really, really good. I'm definitely a little bit crazy, and I'm definitely a little bit scared.
Tyson is in a complete meltdown just 2 months after his legendary showdown with Jake Paul. It's heartbreaking to see the once feared fighter now struggling to adapt to life outside the ring. Shocking footage shows he's gained significant weight, and it's not muscle. The once dominant force in boxing now appears lost, leaving fans questioning what he's doing with his life.
Moving and inside is just wild.
Everything. And the power. It was just, that's what you wanted to see from a heavyweight. So that guy is still alive. And he still remembers all these moments.
After a thrilling return to the ring that left fans questioning Tyson's legacy, the fallout has arrived, and it's not pretty. The once baddest man on the planet has swapped his championship glory for cash grabs and a heavy dose of regret. With his career unraveling faster than his stamina did in the fight, Tyson's comeback is spiraling into a disappointing spectacle that feels more like a bloated punchline than a redemption story.
Tyson, people would talk to. People are, there's certain people that are just crazy, man.
Well, these people that think that he don't stand a chance against Jake Paul, that like this shouldn't even, like because he's too old. I was like, I think you're crazy.
The name Mike Tyson once struck fear into anyone who stepped into the ring. He wasn't just a fighter. He was an unstoppable worldwide, demolishing opponents with unmatched ferocity in mere seconds. Fast forward to November 15, 2024, and the name Mike Tyson now symbolizes struggle. His highly anticipated fight against Jake Paul wasn't just a battle of fists. It was a clash of eras, a collision of egos, and a harsh reminder that even the greatest legends eventually confront their decline.
And Mike Tyson tweeted that he almost died over the summer. He said, he had a bunch of blood transfusions, just had to fight to get healthy, and then his performance yesterday against Jake Paul. Just your thoughts on what we saw.
Mike Tyson was right, and I was wrong.
This wasn't the Tyson we remembered. This was a 58-year-old man who had survived a near-death experience earlier in the year. The once unstoppable force, who tore through opponents like paper, now faced a YouTuber-turned-boxer nearly half his age. Let's be honest, the fight felt less like a competitive contest and more like a tragic spectacle that left fans disheartened. Tyson struggled to find his rhythm as Jake Paul darted around him with the speed of someone half his age. This wasn't the fearsome knockout artist of the past. This was Mike Tyson, the iconic yet broken figure, worn out and barely holding on. Once unstoppable, he now seemed like a shadow of his former self.
Stain was ready to kill everybody on the boat because he had to jump in with all these sharks again in the middle of Florida. And he's like, this fucking asshole says that, he cares about me and everything else. I've been fighting since I was 12. And he throws me in the fucking ocean with a bunch of sharks.
The entire fight situation has left Iron Mike in complete meltdown. Let's be honest. Could a 58-year-old man step into the ring without facing immense physical and emotional strain? Weeks after the fight, Tyson opened up about the emotional aftermath, saying, "The fight was such a big ascent. We were so up and high. The toll wasn't just on his body. It deeply affected his emotional well-being, leaving him struggling to cope."
But the day after the fight, I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that?
In another interview, Tyson's words struck a chord, revealing the struggles of a man who spent his life chasing greatness, now confronting the painful reality that the world has moved on without him.
A horrible fight, right from the start. It was just awful.
Mike Tyson's comeback against Jake Paul wasn't just a fight. It's been a whirlwind of emotions and controversy ever since. In a candid December 9th interview, Tyson admitted he's a little depressed after the fight. For a man who once ruled boxing, this wasn't just about losing. It was about questioning everything: his place, purpose, and legacy.
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson now have been suspended from boxing.
The fallout from Tyson's return hit harder than any punch. His comeback was meant to be a triumph, but the harsh reality was undeniable. Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer, walked away victorious, leaving Tyson's legacy at stake. At 58, Tyson faced more than just defeat. He confronted the crushing realization that time, even for legends, is unforgiving. However, let's not overlook the business side. Minus 108 million viewers tuned in on Netflix, breaking records. The hype was unreal. Tyson, the warrior of old, against Jake Paul, the new age disruptor. From the opening bell, it was clear this wasn't going to be a fairy tale comeback. Tyson started strong, throwing punches that echoed his past greatness, but by the second round, the cracks began to show. His firepower had faded, his stamina was gone, and Jake Paul exploited every weakness, dominating the fight as Tyson's legend seemed to crumble.
Everybody was saying, oh, nice shot by Jake Paul.
Round after round, Paul maintained control. His speed and youth overwhelmed Tyson, whose punches, once his deadly weapon, lacked their signature power. By the fourth round, the crowd wasn't watching a battle. They were witnessing a painful reminder that Father Time is undefeated, and even legends can't escape its grip.
Judge David Yacobucci sees the contest 80-72, while judges Lawrence Cole and Jesse Reyes see it 79-73, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Jake L.
The fight ended in a unanimous decision for Paul with scores of 80-72, 79-73, and 79-73, a clean sweep with no controversy. However, it came at a cost to Tyson's legacy. Right after the fight, rumors of a leaked script circulated, adding drama and overshadowing the actual boxing.
We wouldn't be here today without him. This man is an icon, and it's just an honor to be able to fight him. And he's obviously the toughest, baddest man on the planet. So
For Paul, it was a career highlight. For Tyson, it was a bitter pill to swallow.
58, a lot of people thought you shouldn't be here. A lot of people thought you'd be done and dusted in the first round. Do you feel like you proved the world wrong, that you could at least go 8 rounds with a younger man?
I didn't prove nothing to anybody, only to myself.
The loss wasn't just on the scorecards. It showed in every labored breath, every sluggish step, and every punch that lacked its former impact. And the struggle continued beyond the fight itself.
Say to the critics that brought that up.
Oh, no, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little.
Did you watch it back or anything, or no?
I'm going to watch the fight. No, I have not.
Okay.
Tyson later admitted to blanking out during parts of the fight. The last thing I remember is Jake bowing in the ring, he confessed. Let that sink in. The man who once ruled boxing barely remembered the end of his own fight. Reflecting on his history, Iron Mike is not just a nickname. It's a legacy etched into the very fabric of boxing. With raw power and unmatched aggression, Tyson became an unstoppable force in the ring, setting records that still stand today. He shattered expectations at just 20 years old by becoming the youngest heavyweight champion in history, defeating Trevor Berbick in 1986. That was only the beginning. Tyson's reign was marked by ferocious knockouts, earning him a reputation as one of the most feared fighters to ever step into the ring. His legacy as a champion, however, now feels like a distant memory, overshadowed by his struggles in the later years of his career.
The guy's face, and I watched that confidence bleed from his face.
Yeah.
Instantaneously.
Tyson's reign was defined by his brutal, explosive knockouts, with 44 of his 50 career wins ending in a knockout. His first-round demolitions, minus 24 in total, became his terrifying trademark, and his ability to end a fight before the bell even rang made him a nightmare for any heavyweight contender. When he became the first to hold the WBC, WBA, and IBF titles simultaneously, Tyson didn't just win, he dominated. But now, let's be real. The fallout from Tyson's fight with Jake Paul split the boxing world. On one side, die-hard fans applauded Tyson just for showing up, while others questioned his decision to step back into the ring at 58.
It wasn't about what he had left at 58. It was what maybe he might have, and the image, the scary guy, the guy that's going to eat your children, the guy who's the baddest man on the planet.
The critics quickly sharpened their knives. The fight wasn't a glorious comeback. It was a spectacle, a cash grab disguised as sport. They called it a stain on Tyson's legacy, and perhaps it was. After all, it's not every day you see a man who once sent legends packing facing off against someone whose fame began with pranks and viral videos. Speaking of Jake Paul, he's a topic in himself. Is he the new face of boxing, proving the sport can evolve? Or is he the ultimate symbol of everything wrong with modern boxing? Flashy, loud, and more about spectacle than skill. Love him or hate him, Paul knows how to stir the pot. After defeating Tyson, his celebrity boxing stock skyrocketed. But let's not pretend this didn't reignite debates about what boxing has become in the modern era.
That's not what we saw.
Mike Tyson was right, and I was wrong.
Let's not ignore the ethics. Should a 58-year-old, even one as legendary as Tyson, be stepping into the ring for a professional bout? Critics argue it's dangerous, and after seeing Tyson's performance, they might have a point. This wasn't just a loss. It was a harsh reminder that even the fiercest warriors can't outrun time.
5 million and 40 million?
I think 20 and 40. Yeah, I think that's what I'd heard. You know, which I'm happy Mike got the money, and I'm happy that he didn't get hurt. That was my fear, that it was going to be a real fight and he was going to get hurt.
You've known him for a long time. I've known him for a long time.
Some say it's all about the money. Who wouldn't want to cash in on that sweet celebrity boxing cash? But let's be real. Tyson isn't exactly starving.
I don't know. Maybe his brother.
You want to fight Logan? Logan, I think he said you might be next.
I'll kill you, Mike.
Here we are, staring down the barrel of Tyson's messy legacy. The man who once ruled the ring like it was his personal jungle gym is now calling out Logan Paul for a future fight. Yep, you've heard that right, Logan Paul. After the disastrous showing against Jake, Tyson's still trying to stay relevant and remain in the game.
Wasn't the Tyson-Jake fight, wasn't that amazing?
Yeah. It's amazing they got paid so much money for that.
He's got millions in the bank. No, this isn't about finances. It's something deeper. Maybe Tyson just can't let go of his glory days. There's a certain allure to staying relevant, especially when the world has moved on. Tyson clearly hasn't figured out how to stop craving the spotlight. So he calls out Logan Paul, and suddenly the fight talks back.
That he was making the money he says he's making. Showtime Boxing wouldn't have gone out of business, and Showtime would have made sure they kept paying him.
But there's a catch. How much of Tyson's legacy is he willing to risk? The man has been through hell and back in his life, and now, instead of riding off into the sunset, he's back at square one, trying to convince us, and perhaps even himself, that he still has it. The issue is, every time Tyson steps into the ring, he's adding a new chapter to a story that really doesn't need more pages. His name is already legendary, cemented in the annals of boxing history. Does he truly need another win, another hit to his record, to prove something to the world now? Let's take a step back and look at this comeback in a broader context. Tyson's return is about more than just him. It's about boxing itself. And, oh boy, does it have a lot to say about the state of the sport. We have to talk about celebrity boxing because, yes, it's a thing now. Deal with it. Don't get me wrong, the money is great, but it's also chipping away at the very spirit of the sport. The focus is shifting from skill and competition to spectacle and cash grabs. Where are the next Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali? Instead, we're out here watching a battle of Instagram stars, and it's a shameless display of what boxing has become. Tyson's loss to Jake Paul wasn't just a personal failure. It's a flashing neon sign that says boxing is in trouble, with its soul compromised by entertainment-driven matchups.